All right, guys, I've been working on this. I had to take a week off to help a friend move, and so I came back and finished it up. This is just the solar system part of the truck here. So I wound up building some brackets for the solar panel. This is a 305 watt panel, and I wound up running the cable right down here and trying to tuck it in, trying to make it as clean as I can, and yet still removable, because I need to be able to take this all apart and paint the truck eventually. So I need all this stuff to be removable, fairly easily removable. So what I did here was, first I insulated everything with 1 inch. Actually, the shell itself is made out of aluminum, or I'm sorry, fiberglass. So it's a little bit, doesn't retain the heat like aluminum or steel would. So it actually helps quite a bit. So, but I went ahead and used 1 inch Armaflex on the inside. And then these panels right here, I pulled those off, and then I put 1/2 inch Armaflex in there on both sides. So the floor doesn't really need much because it's not facing the sun, obviously. So, and then I went ahead and built the rack right here, just that goes across out of aluminum, and then I mounted the AC unit. And so this is kind of what it looks like. Now there's a gap right here that goes around. And when I tested this earlier, this summer, it was like 100 degrees outside. All I needed was a towel, and that actually worked perfectly fine. And so that's all I need. I need to be able to take this unit out, because I'm not going to be driving around like this all the time. So this is just more for the summer. Like if I'm running around, if I'm shopping, I can use the AC unit this way. If I want to, I can turn it around and use the AC in the cab. And of course, you get heat out of the back of the unit as well. So, either direction, you just flip this thing around, you can have hot and cold. So I do have little tabs here. I ordered some straps to be able to strap this down so it doesn't move up and down. And then I'll show you here in a second how I fastened kind of the front edge to where the thing just basically just lifts up and out of the way. So I have, these are the minis. I use these in my truck camper. These are 100 amp hours each, so I got 3 of those, and then a 2200 watt inverter, and then of course the charge controller. And down here there's a line that goes down in through the floor, and it comes out right down under here. So that's going to be for an additional flexible solar panel that I'll be storing kind of sandwiched in between foam in the bed here, so it doesn't get damaged if I want to lay on it or anything. And that's just for if I need a little extra wattage. This AC unit draws about 450 watts, which isn't too bad, but if I can get another panel, I've ordered some of those. They're kind of like rubber magnets with a bolt, and so I can fasten those, just set them in place up on the roof, and they'll actually handle like up to 30 pounds. So I can actually just lay a panel up there, a flexible panel, and that should give me a little bit more wattage, maybe like a 200 watt panel. So obviously I probably won't be driving with that on, I would imagine, unless it's like slow through the desert or something like that. So I'll show you the front end of this, how I mounted it. So as you see here, so the AC unit has tabs right here, and there's holes in there. They're about a 1/2 inch. And so all I did is I just put a bolt through, and it's got an Allen head, because Allen heads are sometimes kind of, the head of it's taller than a normal bolt. So that I just used that to go through those holes. And then this thing just basically lifts up and I can pull it out. So real simple. And then this guy here, this is just for the charge controller, or the inverter, I'm sorry. I'm just going to leave this here. I don't want to hard mount this because I'm going to have to drill a hole through my truck, and I don't want any more holes through the cab and stuff. And the original um, plastic in here it can get very brittle. I just don't want to mess with that. So I want to be able to remove it very easily, and then close the windows. And so I'm just going to leave this here for now. I'll probably double stick tape it, somewhere, and then just be able to run the cable in and out and just attach it somehow. So that's that. So this is kind of what, I don't know, you can't really see much with the sun. It's a little bit sunny today. It's hard to do this kind of stuff when it's nice and cool outside, but I'm sure when the heat comes, I'm going to be grateful to get it done. So, and the reason, once again, behind this is just really kind of for just a little security, knowing, hey, it's just another place to be able to cook food, get some comfort a little bit. And, I'm not living out of this thing. I'm not really camping much out of it or anything like that, but this is just for a backup, and I have like the same system on my truck camper, and then I have a similar system for my house. So the idea is, let's just say, for instance, there was some kind of a long power outage during the summer, or during the cold winters, you can use a system like this and split it up and spend a few hours in here. I could spend a few hours in another place, in the camper or the house. And then at least you can kind of get some comfort a little bit instead of freezing or, being overheated. So over here I put just a reading for the voltage. You kind of barely see it there. I set it there because I can see that from the driver's seat and just kind of keep things monitored a little bit. So one of the advantages of building your own system like this, this isn't nothing new. Yeah, I'm not doing, the only thing I haven't seen is an AC unit inside of a truck through the window. But, these systems like this, in my opinion, they're just more affordable than some of the portable generators. And one of the downfalls about a portable generator is that if there's a component that was bad, like like the charge controller or the inverter or battery in those, then you're more than likely going to have to send it off to get it repaired. And so that's kind of like not something I want to do. I want to have everything easily accessible so I can make repairs on my own and just replace whatever needs to be replaced. So that's an advantage. Now, they do have, a lot of the newer vehicles, I think, have, inverters in them as well. And there's outlets in the beds and things like that. Now, I think some of those, I think they use the truck's charging system to be able to charge the batteries to be able to function. But the problem is, I don't know, I guess if you run out of fuel, or there's an electrical problem with the truck and it's rendered useless, then, that's another issue. So this is totally independent. I don't need fuel. I just need the solar panel. And I can run an extension cord from here, into my house if I need to run a fridge or freezer, temporarily or something. That should be plenty of power. And, it used to be this would be a cool setup for power tools and stuff, but anymore it's like power tools are all cordless, so it kind of doesn't really work anymore. But it can be used, like I said, for basic things. And I'll probably just get like one hot, like one burner stove type thing, and I'll just be able to keep it in the truck with a pan and heat up some water and some food if I need to. So anyways, but that's pretty much it. I wanted to show you kind of what I had going on. And next thing is to just start working on the mechanical end of this truck. I'm going to start replacing the transmission, probably go through everything, the motor, freshen everything up, get it like totally reliable. And not that it's not right now, it's drivable, but it's just I'm picky. So we'll get that knocked out. And but But I hope you guys have the rest of your weekend a good one. And if you have any questions, let me know. And have a blessed week, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.